Hi Ashley, thank you for coming again to our second session. How was your ride over here?
It was good. I mean, Houston traffic is kind of a booger, but once I got here, it was good. So, and now it's sunshiny outside and beautiful.
Oh, I know. So tell me, from our last meeting, how do you feel about it?
I think our first meeting went well. I'm excited to be here today. So.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the goals that we talked in last session. Last session we talked about how we want to work on your career planning, and let me start with that goal, okay? One of the things that I would like to work with you is to help you make sure you choose a right career path for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I had asked you to work with me in trying to do an assessment through Myers-Briggs. Tell me about that experience. How do you feel? What do you think about it? How was the assessment for you?
Yeah, so I really enjoy taking personality tests. I've probably taken all of them out there. My results, I feel like, were pretty accurate. I got ENFJ, which I believe is categorized as the protector.
Mm-hmm.
And so according to my results, I'm extroverted. I'm a judger, so I'm pretty critical of my surroundings and things like that, and all of that sounded very accurate. It said things like you could work in the clergy, you could be a teacher, which last time we discussed, I didn't really enjoy my time as a teacher, but I felt like the results were very accurate. The test was easy to access, so that was cool. And it was like written on like a third grade level, so like all the words it was easy.
Easy to understand.
Yeah. And the questions too, and a lot of personality tests are really ambiguous. Like you could take those questions and go a lot of different directions with it. But with the Myers-Briggs test, I felt like it was more, the questions were just easier to answer because my options were not quite so ambiguous.
And it wasn't too long for you.
No, it wasn't that long. It was okay. I've taken longer ones.
Yes, I believe Myers-Briggs is a very good personality test that would help you, and it helps a lot of clients, especially when we try career planning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I asked you to take it. That way we can understand more about your traits, your personality traits, and what would be best, what the types of jobs that would be best.
Mm-hmm.
And you did mention that the code that you got was ENFJ, which does reflect more that your interest is more like on clergy, even actor. You like acting.
I acted when I was younger and I loved it.
So you'll be good at that. That would interest you a lot. Consultant or a counselor would be good fits for you. Musicians, have you ever tried music?
Oh, I'm not musically inclined by any means.
Okay. Maybe you like listening to music.
I love listening to it.
Okay. And it did have their teacher would be a good fit, but you try that. Maybe teaching children might not be good for you.
Well, see, my favorite part was being with the children.
Okay.
The hard part that was just unbearable was, the parent side of it, the administration side of it, working with the principal, the vice principal, the dean of behavior. All of that was just a nightmare. But I really loved being around the kids.
Okay. So that tells me that your personality is more extroverted, as you had mentioned, and as a result from the Myers-Briggs, that's what it tells us. So with that, we're going to work also on searching jobs. So I'm going to give you a list of websites, a list of tools where you can go and search that is particular to that job trait, okay? And that would help you minimize a little the big range of search of jobs, because so many, there's thousands and thousands of jobs, so that would help you. Another thing that I want to try, another objective that I have for you is, you had mentioned in our last session that your resume, you don't want it to look flaky, you don't want it to look like you're not too comfortable, right? Tell me a little bit about that. Remember? Tell me about those feelings.
Yeah, I had a friend one time who was very respected in her field. She's in HR, tons of experience. I very much look up to this woman. Told me that when she looks at a resume, if someone has, only spent a couple of months at several different jobs, that she kind of just sets their resume aside because she doesn't want to hire someone who can't hold down a job, someone who's constantly changing jobs. She's like, I just don't even look at it, I just move it aside. And so that makes me feel like people are going to do that with my resume. Like, I'm just afraid that because I've changed jobs so many times, people are going to be like, this girl is not dependable, next.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we can work with that is one of the techniques that we want us to work together is I'm gonna give you a place where you can go and shadow or interview, places that you might be interested to go and see and ask them questions about their profession. That way you know, and you can even ask them about the resumes. How many jobs did you have before working here? What types of positions you had? How did your resume look? Did it, so that you can have different ideas and personality thoughts from different individuals, not from just that person that gave you that perspective, negative perspective. And because eventually that's what you ended up thinking. Oh, this person believes because of my resume, I'm not gonna. People are gonna see things. They're gonna see it a different way. And I'm not gonna find a good job. So perhaps having a different perspective from someone else, that would help you. What do you think? You think that might be something that you can do?
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I just don't know if people are gonna like.
You don't have to go shadow them. You can call them, interview.
Oh, okay.
You can do that too.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah,
Okay.
I could definitely squeeze that into my life.
So that would be one thing. And because of your negative thoughts that you've been feeling, flaky about, you're constantly thinking negative. There's one way that I think will work with us, with you. Specifically, I want to try the CBT. CBT is a concept, or they have a technique where they call it stop thinking. And it's a technique that when you have those negative thoughts about my resume, or okay, I'm gonna go to this interview and this job just they're not gonna like me because I have this resume with different skills and different things and different jobs. Right there and then, I want you to tell it to your mind, stop. That's not right. Stop. You tell yourself. I know it sounds silly, and some people even laugh when we have tried this. And you think it's might be like, who does this? But actually, you're stopping your thought of negative thoughts. So what you're gonna say, stop. Don't think this. They might like the different skills I have. They might like the different jobs I've had in the past, and you start thinking positive things. So do you think you can do something like that?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Because I am aware when I start having those thoughts, I can feel myself, start to get down. And so when I start feeling that way, I can definitely I can try that. I can tell myself stop. Instead of spiraling deeper into the self-pity, I can give that a shot.
And some people try it in their minds because they're probably a little bit shy and they don't want other people hearing you say stop. But other people actually say it out loud because your mind, you're hearing those things and you're saying it out loud. So you can do it. You can do it either or. You can say it out loud, or you can say it in your mind. Stop. Okay, and I think that would help you. Whenever you're searching for jobs or you're working on your resume again and you're looking for a new job for an interview. Okay. So for homework, I want to end this session asking you if you can do homework for me. For this week, I just want you to search for those jobs where you're gonna think will be best fit for you. And while you're searching for those jobs, I'm gonna give you that list also for the people that may be professionals that you can call and interview and ask them about the resume. So simple, easy, 1 call, 2 calls, however you feel comfortable, and then on our next session we'll talk about it. Okay. So that's all I have. Can you summarize for me the things that we talked about today? What do you think? Give me the highlights. And how do you feel?
Well, I feel good. I feel eager to kind of give these things a try that we've talked about. Highlights, I feel like we kind of just touched on my personality and careers that might be a better fit for me. Well, we also talked about like my beliefs of my resume and maybe how we can change those beliefs. Yeah, I think that it went really well.
Okay. And don't forget, prayer always helps. And as you mentioned in the past, we can do prayer all the time. Read the Bible, positive verses, that would help a lot too. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, see you next time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Bye.
much.